All right, hi everybody. Thank you, Linus. Anyone else out there in the middle of a really ugly, soul-crushing divorce right now? Okay, all right. I'm not the only one. That's never happened before. Cool. So when you're in the middle of a divorce, people love to ask you when you're going to get back out there. And that means you want to have sex again, right? The prospect is more than a little daunting. I mean, a lot has changed since I was last out there. So many things have come back around. Eyebrows, high-waisted jeans, pubic hair. Did you guys know pubic hair is back? Yeah, I mean, what a relief. When everyone was rushing out to get laser hair removal like a decade ago, I was like, you guys might want to hold off. This is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And you never know when the bush may make a comeback. And also, you haven't had kids yet. And someday, you may need a literal beard to hide a post-childbirth, below-the-belt turkey waddle situation. It's a real thing. Mm-hmm. But back to midlife sex. So I have no doubt that there are a shitload of middle-aged divorced people out there screwing like college kids, and my assumption is that about the same percentage of them are practicing safe sex. And unfortunately, the risk factors haven't changed, although the name has. Now we say STI instead of STD. Because sometime between giving out participation awards at field day and doing away with timeout so we didn't crush kids' spirits, we realized that infection is a little gentler on the ego than disease. As for me, I would prefer to avoid both infections and diseases, so I guess I'm going back to condoms. Even though the last time I used one in my 20s, just the sound of opening the damn package was enough to kill the mood. Sounded like somebody was hiding under the bed eating a bag of Doritos. But mood killer or not, I'm gonna bust out the banana and practice the old sexy college application they taught us in college. But I mean, at some point you're ready to be done with them, right? Like, hey, let's be exclusive. Let's ditch these fucking things. But then what? Is it like an honor system thing? Like, hey, yeah, I'm totally clean. Do you ask for a note from their doctor? Do you get like an exposure notification like with COVID? Maybe there's an STI Passport where I can just scan your dick with my iPhone. Can you make this thing any bigger? But I feel like there should be an app, to avoid these awkward conversations. And the app has it all. Your most recent STI labs. I mean, sure, you could have fucked an entire water ski team since your report last Tuesday. But you could also verify birth control. Like, sure, you say you have a vasectomy, but do you really? Check the app. And I mean, but why stop there? Like, you could clearly and easily indicate your preferences on oral, anal. Did you vote for Trump? Maybe there's a special tab called Fucked Anyone I Know, where you can cross-check your potential dates with your college roommate, next-door neighbor, PTA president, right? And you could leave helpful reviews, like on Yelp, makes chipmunk noise during climax. Maybe not. Insisted on calling me Tawny. Okay, that's a hard pass. This one's got 4.5 stars. See, a perfect rating pretty much says, my brother-in-law wrote this fake review for me to be nice. But with the app, you could rule out all these deal breakers like micro penises, teabagging fetishes, passionate backyard chicken owners. I mean, rather than having so many cringy conversations, you could just be like, here, scan my QR code and you can find me on Clapchat. So speaking of screens, can we talk about iPhone and Face ID? Like, I have pretty much had it with face not recognized. There are only so many times a day that I, a 45-year-old woman, can say out loud to my phone, this is my face, bitch, without getting some sort of complex. I mean, this device is touchier than my highly sensitive neurodivergent offspring who can't tolerate socks. I mean, it's like, maybe you're just the teensiest bit high and it's like, face not recognized. I mean, like wearing your reading glasses? No. An expression of grim resignation? No. Like, it literally only recognizes me when I'm smiling or have put on eye cream that day. My iPhone rejects me when I'm in a bad mood, like an emotionally unevolved boyfriend or, the patriarchy. Like, who's designing these phones? Your gross Uncle Tony, who's like, you'd be a whole lot prettier if you just smiled. Like, it makes me long for the days of touch ID, which I loved, unless my hands were wet from washing dishes or, wiping away tears of existential midlife despair. And then it was like, fingerprint not recognized. But now that we've cleared the pandemic clusterfuck of everyone's wearing masks and Face ID is a bigger joke than democracy, there's really no excuse for our phones to be confused, except for apparently our wildly fluctuating moods, morning eye bags, and the bedtime out of fucks total face collapse, rendering us essentially unrecognizable to the device that by now should be able to recognize us by the smell of our own urine. It makes me wish I could use tattoo ID. My tattoos are never too sad or high to be recognized. So when you have a lot of tattoos, they get a lot of attention. Kind of like when you're hugely pregnant and everyone is drawn to your belly magnetically, like it's for the whole world to touch and comment on, and all of a sudden, here's everyone with their delivery room horror story about how they almost died and their vagina has never been the same. Turkey waddle, anyone? This is the checkout line at Sprouts, and the dude behind you in line sees your tattoos and wants to tell you all about his mid-calf tribute to his dead grandma, and the bagger grabs your bicep and is all, look at that line work, and then you have to smile and nod politely while the cashier shows off the ugliest glowing dandelion fluff tattoo you've ever seen, and the whole thing. But people also make a lot of assumptions about tattooed folks, like they're all chill and cool and laid back. They've got ink all over their bodies, they don't even give a fuck. I'm here to tell you this is not true. I am the most uptight, type A person on the planet. I absolutely care what you think of me. I could not care more what you think of me, right? I have zero chill. I add things I've already done to my to-do list just so I can cross them off. Right? I'm a control freak in sheep's clothing, or at least one full sheep sleeve. So, in addition to being a people pleaser, I'm also an empath, which, not sure if you knew, is a seriously catastrophic combination, right? Because not only do you care what people think, you seriously fucking care. I'm basically up here shitting my pants right now that one of you has a blowing dandelion fluff tattoo. Or a micro penis, or, God forbid, a dandelion tattoo on your micro penis, and I've offended you. Is there anyone out here named Tawny who's rocking a prepubescent bald eagle situation who basically hates me now? You might think that being a people-pleasing empath would not lend well to stand-up comedy. You would be correct. I'm not here to roast anyone. Not the loud talker in the back, not soccer moms, not my ex-husband, maybe him. But really, I mostly just want everyone here to feel good about themselves. You know what I mean? This is empath comedy. This is a highly sensitive person set. And I'm here to make sure you feel seen and supported. So what do you need from me? A hug? Maybe some validation that your ass looks great in those jeans? Maybe a ride to DIA? Oh, scratch that, I'm not a masochist. This is why I love dogs. Because dogs also care deeply about what people think of them. Particularly my dogs. My golden doodle is completely obsessed with me. He's like Ken in the Barbie movie. He's only having a good day if he receives my loving gaze. And boyfriend is on more anxiety medication than any member of my family, and that's a lot of meds, my friends. Basically, we could just dump all our anxiety medication in a big punch bowl and have a really fun 1980s cocktail party. But I feel like people's dogs wouldn't need so many SSRIs if they didn't care so deeply about their owner's approval, right? And hypoallergenic dogs are the worst, because they pretty much know they basically exist to be a furry weighted blanket for their anxious owners. And so they really need to up their people-pleasing game. They're like, hey, are you mad at me? Sorry I put my paws on your laptop when you were trying to work earlier. I just love you so fucking much, I can't even stand it. And please just keep looking at me the way you did this morning when you woke up and discovered that I was spooning you with my head on your pillow. And I could tell you were just how that is what love feels like. More of that, please. When my dogs want to jump on my bed in the middle of the night, they actually wake me up so that I can invite them. They clear their doggy throats. One of them's like, whoa, 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 and the other one's like, Ugh. And then they wait until I pat the unclaimed corner of my lightly weighted duvet and invite them by name to join me, reassuring them that they're wanted. Annoying? Yes. Relatable? Also yes. Same girl, same. Pick me. Choose me. Love me. Did my dogs learn this from me? Is my people-pleasing so out of control that it was transmitted to them via, like, interspecies osmosis? Am I contagious? I wouldn't wish this pathology on anyone. Maybe House Republicans. But I feel like people take advantage of this approval-seeking quality. Like, they can smell it on you, right? Like, every time I go out to eat right now, the hostess asks me right away, "Are you okay with the high top?" And I look around at this, like, sea of available regular tables, and I'm like, well, what I'm thinking is, why the fucking high top? Was the bathroom not available? Like, we could just throw a picnic blanket down on the restroom floor. And I think they can sense that I don't want to make their jobs harder, that I will sacrifice myself for their comfort. But lately, I'm practicing this thing where I look them right in the eye, and I say, "No, I'd like a booth, please." But then to make them feel better, I'm like, "Also, I really love your tattoos. Blowing dandelion fluff is my favorite." Thank you, everybody. Let's give it back to Linus.